Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Ramps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Today, we are bringing you the matchup between the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and the Chiba Lotte Marines. And we are going to give you the starting lineups for both of these ball clubs straight away, as they are about to begin the ball game in about less than a minute and a half. So leading off for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and playing in center field is number 50, Ryoto Isobata. Batting second at second base is number 38, Kazunori Ishii. Hitting third and in left field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Hitting in the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 5, Yuki Nomura. Hitting fifth and playing first base is number 21, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Batting sixth and doing the designated hitting is number 2, Ariel Martinez. At the seventh spot and playing shortstop is number 4, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 30, Shingo Osami. Batting ninth and in right field is number 37. That's Taiga Igoshi. And they are going to be facing the left-hander from the Marines, formerly of the Yomiuri Giants, and that is going to be CC Mercedes. Well, Mercedes has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway, as it is a blustery day like it normally is in Chiba. It's a bit of a warm day as some of the players are in their short-sleeve shirts on the first pitch of the ball game as the fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. We are underway at 2 p.m. local time in Japan. So no balls and one strike to Isobata. And there is a fastball that is swung on and missed. And the count now quickly goes to 0-2. So no balls and two strikes. Left-hander against the left-hander. Mercedes wastes no time and he delivers a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 1-2. So one ball and two strikes. Defensively tonight, as Mercedes delivers a breaking ball that misses down and the count goes even at 2s. Defensively tonight for the Marines from left to right field, it's Gregory Polanco left. The center fielder is Fujiwara and the right fielder is Takashi Ojino. As the fastball is swung on and fouled away down the left field line and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Isobata. As the lefty delivers, it is a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base line, and the count remains at 2-2. Mercedes, the first time I've really seen him pitch, saw him caught him a couple of years ago with the Yomiuri Giants, but he wastes very little time. He gets the ball, and he's ready to go to the races. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the left-hander gets his sign and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-2. So pitch number 8 ready to come here to the leadoff hitter, Isobata. He's done his job working the count full. As a fastball swung on it is grounded to the right side of the infield. Diving to his left and making the play is Shogo Nakamura. He gets up and throws the runner out by about a half a step, and that is a fantastic play. That'll go into a web gem play straight away there. It was a fastball that was middle in. Nice piece of hitting there by Isobata to keep his hands inside the ball. And the second baseman had to go into the shallow right field to dive and make the play, and that is going to retire Isobata for the first out of the inning. Well, that's going to bring up Kazunori Ishii, who swings at the first pitch, and he fouls that one away, and the count is 0-1. In the infield for the Marines tonight, it is Yamaguchi at first, Nakamura at second. The shortstop was Fujioka, and the third baseman tonight is Chitani. As the lefty Mercedes delivers a slow breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kazunori Ishii. Ishii's batting .077 on the season. He swings at a fastball and he grounds it softly over to third, fielded neatly by Chitani. He throws across the diamond. And just like that, we have 2 away. That's a ground out 5-3. First 2 out here on the first inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Go Matsumoto. Well, like anything in life, they say there's death in taxes. Well, it's looking like Go Matsumoto is going to be competing for the title again for the top hitter in the Pacific League. He's off to a nice start. He's hitting .308. The first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Matsumoto. Matsumoto hitting from the right side against the lefty Mercedes takes a fastball on the inside corner, and that's just off the inside corner. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And now Mercedes delivers a fastball. It is swung on, and it is lined right to the glove of the first baseman, Yamaguchi, who leaps up as he moves to his right. And that is going to retire Matsumoto for the third out of the inning. We'll do it here. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Fighters, no score. The Marines coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the first inning when we return after this. It is Fighters and Marines from the Sozo Marine Stadium. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. The NPB is back on the air early tonight, and we're going to give you the starting lineups, first of all, for the Chiba Lotte Marines. We already gave you the lineups for the Fighters. Leading off and playing in right field is Takashi Ojino. Batting second and doing the designated hitting is Katsuya Kakanaka. Hitting third at second is the number 8, Shogo Nakamura. At first base and wearing 51 is Koki Yamaguchi. Batting fifth in left field is number 22, Gregory Polanco. Hitting sixth at third base is 67, Kenta Chitani. The 7-hitter is the shortstop, number 4, Yudai Fujioka. Batting eighth is Tatsuhira Tamura. He is wearing number 27. And last but not least, it is going to be the center fielder, Yasuhiro Fujiwara. He bats ninth. They are going to be facing, it is the Hiromi Ito, who is on the mound tonight for the Fighters. Of course, he is making his first start of the year, as is pretty much everybody through today's ball games as well. Alexander Leggett in the house. He says he fell asleep on us last night, and that is the way it goes. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, got to work something out. It's impossible. He can't figure it out. Paste a link for me to click on. Hang tight for a second there, Bill, as the pitch is underway, and it is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. One of the things that you might want to investigate there, Bill, is we don't post the links in the chat here because we could get ourselves into a little bit of hot water. But one of the sites that a lot of people go to is Live QQ, as there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1 on Ojino. That is something you may wish to investigate. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bill's down in California. So that is one that you can do. You have to do a little bit of surfing on that site to be able to go find it. They got all kinds of live stuff going on. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to the shortstop, fielded by Kamikawa Kabata. He throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 6-3, as Ojino is retired for out number 1. I don't know exactly what all is offered in the States. As I mentioned before, DAZN used to pick up a lot of the games a couple of years ago. And now I think it was fan to fan, something like that, is picking up the games, but they're all on delay at 1 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. And I believe it's still in the Japanese language as they're providing the commentary. So here comes Katsuya Kakanaka to the plate. And the first pitch is delivered. It's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Kakanaka hitting .375 on the early going. It's got no homers and 2 RBIs. Batting from the left side, waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Ito, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Ito is ready to work again here. He's not working as quick as his counterpart Mercedes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 3-0. We have our picks in this one on our stuff as well. Our friend Live QQ, he says, is all in Japanese. Yeah, actually, it's probably in Chinese more than anything else. And here comes the pitch. It is a 3-2 offering, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. There is a menu, a drop-down menu that you can click on, and it'll take you to the different sports. You just have to play around on the site. The other thing you can do is, if you've got a smartphone, you can use the Google Translate option, as the fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Ito gets back onto the mound, and it is a blustery day there in Chiba. Looking forward to seeing this stadium. It looks like it's near the water. As here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded softly back to the pitcher, and the pitcher drops the ball. He falls to one knee, does Ito, but he's still able to pick the ball back up and throw him out. It looked like it was going to be an easy play for Ito, but Ito sure made it into a difficult one. He fielded the ball. He started to take a couple of steps to first, and he dropped the ball. And then he had to get onto his hands and knees, pick it up. Oh, I see what he did. He didn't drop the ball. He fielded the ball, and then he tried to pop it up to himself in the air to, instead of taking it out and transferring it, he tried to do a little fancy little flip to himself, and he dropped the ball. So he is retired as Kakanaka for the second out of the inning. That brings up Shogo Nakamura, who takes a called strike on the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nakamura off to a slow start. He's hitting .071 in the early going. He's got nothing on the slash line. As the right-hander Ito kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. Koki Yamaguchi in the on-deck circle. He'll follow should Nakamura reach base. So here comes the 1-1 to Nakamura. It's a breaking ball swung on it. The count is now 1-2. Defensively for the Fighters tonight, from left field to right field, it's Matsumoto in left. The center fielder is Isabata, and it is Igoshi who is in right. Around the horn from first to third, it's Kiyomiya at first. The second baseman is Ishii. Kamikawa Kabata is the shortstop, and the third baseman is Nomura. So there's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is 2-2. And of course, the battery is of Ito and Usami. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander stares in and gets his sign from his catcher Usami. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up over on the first base side, drifting over, but watching it sail into the seats is the first baseman Kiyomiya. And that keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. There is one other game that is underway early, and that game is going on in Tohoku. It is between the Rakuten Golden Eagles, Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, and the Saitama Cebu Lions. It is 1-0 in the top of the 4th for the Golden Eagles, and they have the lead. All the other games are later starts. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. Keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have our picks on our page again today. We were 4-2 last night, and we are right now in a good position with the Golden Eagles leading the Lions, but I don't want to speak too soon. There's a lot of baseball left there. Hopefully we can maintain this similar type of pace. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Nakamura goes down on strikes for out number 3, and that'll do it here for the Marines in their half of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're through 1 complete in Chiba. It is the Fighters no score, the Marines no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back after this. Nothing, everybody, as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 2nd inning. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come up for the Fighters. That means Nomura, Kiyomiya, and Ariel Martinez. the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to come to bat. Our friend Shotgun Shell says his app is not available in his country or region. He said he's spent about 10 hours. He's probably going to give up. I don't know. I saw some stuff online on Facebook, and I'm not sure where on Facebook. I just happened to be perusing through as there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1, and it was the first time I'd ever heard of FTF, as there is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 0-1. Wondered if that was something like LimeWire or Napster, that was going to be one of those type of things that was going to be some sort of sharing device. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Nomura, and the count, check that. But ball that misses down to Nomura, and the count is 2-1. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, it missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 to Nomura. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-handed hitter against the left-hander Mercedes, who delivers. It's a slow breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. It is fielded by Fujioka. He throws to first. That is going to retire Nomura on a ground out, 6-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 batter up and 1 batter away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Kentaro Kiyomiya. Our friend Alexander Leggett, our resident Washington National fan, and he says that the Nats looked good today until he saw Finnegan warming up in the bullpen. Yeah, that could probably, you lose a lot of fingernails watching him warm up. And here comes the first offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away to Kiyomiya, and the count is quickly 1-0. He says as soon as he saw him, he figured there it goes, the lead. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit in front of the right fielder Ogino, and it's going to be a single for Kiyomiya, as he is aboard with the first hit of the ball game, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Ariel Martinez. Our friend Scott Roeder in the house, he says, checking in. Good to see the NPB stream is back on. Yeah, we're back on again, and we'll be back on again tomorrow night, too. Same 2 ball clubs in their getaway game, so hopefully you can bounce in here with us. Great to see you in here, Scott, as well, as it is the Fighters and the Marines in game number 2 here tonight, and number 3 tomorrow. And the first pitch delivered to Martinez is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is quickly 1-0. For Ariel Martinez on the season, he's hitting .231. He's got nothing on his slash line. The Cuban hitting from the right side against the left-handed throwing Mercedes. As he kicks and delivers, there is a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to second, short over to second for 1, back to first. It's a double play, and that is going to be a 6-4-3 variety, as Martinez is gone down here for the 3rd out of the inning and taking Kiyomiya with him for the 2nd out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board for the Fighters in their half of the 2nd inning. We're going to the bottom of the 2nd. It is the Marines no score and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Alexander Leggett is giving our friend Shotgun Shell some advice. Take a look in the chat there if you want that information. He'll help you out. He always does. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. It's the heart of the Marines batting order to come to bat to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito. It'll be Koki Yamaguchi, Gregory Polanco, and Kenta Chitani. 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order. Our friend Alexander Leggett, always helping those of you who are in the chat here. as he can give you some advice and to be able to help you out. We can't post the links in here. That'll get us into some trouble. But we can give you everything but that, as it'll help you be able to navigate to some different things. The other thing you want to do is to go onto the Reddit site. I don't know if that's been updated lately on the NPB Reddit. There used to be a list of links. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. And I'm not really sure how up to date some of that stuff is, but that's something that you can go and take a look at. Our friend Josh S. says, if you're really stuck, I'd offer to email you. It can be a throwaway email if you don't want it, to post it to your actual email in the chat. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2 to Yamaguchi. Shotgun Shell says he's tried Reddit. Our TIYN says there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and that's going to retire Yamaguchi on strikes for the first out of the inning. TYN says, do you know why Manami is not in the lineup? Is he injured? To be honest with you, I really don't know. I know I haven't followed the Fighters tightly here. I do know that Manami was in the opening night lineup, and some of the at-bats that he had were absolutely painful to watch. If I go back to my game sheets, I think in that ball game, I'm just looking at it here, Manami had struck out 3 times, and none of them were pretty in that night, so I don't know where he's at with his season so far, as the first pitch delivered to Gregory Polanco is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For Polanco, he is batting .091 on the year, but he had his home run last night. He's got a couple of RBIs. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1 strike. Polanco, the big left-handed hitting outfielder for the Marines, played last year with the Yomiuri Giants. He is an imposing figure at the plate, the former Pittsburgh Pirate. There is a fastball that misses low, and the count is 2-1. Injuries sort of stalled his career in Major League Baseball. He couldn't get back on track, and he had a hard time getting a job, and he'd probably come over here to Japan and be able to extend his career and maybe even play right into the twilight. So that is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 2-2. He certainly had some issues in Major League Baseball being able to stay healthy. If he could stay healthy in Japan and even be half of his former self, he's going to be very productive. When there was one time he was part of what was thought to be the best outfield in baseball with Polanco, McCutchen, and Starling Marte in Pittsburgh, you would have thought that that would have been an outfield for years to come. Instead, was blown up pretty quickly. It was as good as it could be, and it was a very short-lived period of time. So he is hitting here. The wind appears that it is blowing straight in from center field. As we said before, in Chiba, the wind is blowing like crazy. Looks to be a decent crowd in Chiba today. Both of these teams are 1-3 on the season. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled off right at the feet of Polanco, and that keeps the count at 2-2. We made our predictions at the beginning of the season, and we felt that the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters would finish last in the Pacific League, and the only team that would be above them would be the Marines. Right now, they're both 1-3. The Fighters have lost 3 in a row, and the Marines, with the win last night, won their first game. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up foul. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base side of home plate. It's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Polanco. Chiba Lotte Marines got rid of their manager, Tadeguchi, at the end of last year. They've gone in a different direction. The import players that they had offensively last year, Edney Hechavarria, he left. He is back in the United States, I believe, with the Atlanta Braves. Brandon Laird, gone, as is Leonis Martin. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count now is 3-2 to Polanco. So they're in a bit of a transition or a bit of a flux here. And if I had to say in a couple of years' time, I would think that the Fighters might be in better position than the Marines, because this fighter group here is a young core. It will get better with age, certainly from the experience they're gaining right now. few more pieces to the puzzle and they could be dangerous. There's a fastball that just misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And Polanco is going to get himself a walk. He's got himself a 1-out walk, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Kenta Chitani. A friend of the living room in the house, he says he got his times mixed up. Well, we welcome you into the stream tonight. It is 1:30, almost 1:30 on the East Coast. This is 10:24 on the West Coast. Get to watch this game and stay awake all the way through it. I thought last night until the 9th inning, I felt like I wanted to doze off in the middle of the game. It was not exactly the most exciting game we've seen. As Ito steps off the rubber and fakes a throw over to first base, nobody was really fooled. So Chitani steps to the plate. He's only 1 for 3 this year. This is his second start of the season. As he's waiting here on the offering from Ito. Ito checks the runner, and now he works to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Kenta Chitani. We get a view of the stands, and as I said, it is probably one of the least attended games that we've witnessed so far, of the games that we've watched. No balls and 1 strike as Ito holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. It catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Not so sure about that one. That looked like it was a very favorable call for the right-hander Ito. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. The runner at Polanco is at first. There's 1 away here in the second inning. Ito gets the sign from his catcher, Usami. And now he's ready to go to work. He's in the set position. And now he kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch. It misses down, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curious to see how these two teams will play against each other this year, much like that game or the series with the Lions and the Golden Eagles. Those, to me, are the middle teams in this league. And the Buffaloes and the Hawks are the ones at the higher end of the food chain. As here comes the 1-2 offering as Ito holds set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is chopped up the middle, fielded by the second baseman. They go over to second for 1. And that is going to retire Polanco. It was a tough play for the second baseman, Ishii. He had to go to behind the bag at second base. And then he had to wait for the ball to come down. It was chopped well into the ground. It was a good old-fashioned Baltimore chop right off the plate. And then it took a hop on the dirt, and he was able to stay with it and flip it over to the second baseman covering. It's a fielder's choice that retires Polanco 4-6. He's gone for out number 2. Chitani becomes the runner at first, and it's going to bring Yudai Fujioka to the plate. Well, for Fujioka, he's off to a hot start. He is batting .556. As the right-hander Ito holds to the set position. Instead, he steps off and fakes the throw over to first base, and nothing there was challenging the runner by any stretch. So the first offering here coming up to left-handed hitting Fujioka, and there's a split finger pitch that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on the air again tomorrow night for these same 2 teams. So if you're in the neighborhood, be sure to drop in and hang out with us again tomorrow. Our friend Trevor says over 5.5. What do we think? There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2-0. Well, to be honest with you, Trevor, these 2 teams, offense is a premium for both of them. Now, mind you, it's not like they've got the big pitching stars on the mound tonight, or big pitching stars on the mound for them on any night. Although CC Mercedes should be able to keep the Fighters in check. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. So, my gut says over, my brain says under. That's not much of a help to you. There's 2 balls and 1 strike here to Fujioka. But in my gut, it could also be indigestion from some of the food I had earlier today. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As it is a fastball that just misses up and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Fujioka batting here with 2 gone in the second inning. Waiting on deck is the catcher, Tamura, if he is able to get on Fujioka. Here comes the 3-1. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 3-2. Well, that means it's going to be Chitani will be in motion here. Friend Alexander Leggett said the over would imply either of these guys could get something done without Laird. Yeah, well, as we said, runs have been at a premium for both of these teams. They're not exactly the most explosive offenses, and there is a fastball that just misses off the inside corner. It's going to be ball 4, and Fujioka is going to get himself a walk. It's going to advance Chitani over to second, and that'll bring up the catcher, Tamura, here. So 2 walks in the inning. Also, it's a little early, so I don't know how these bullpens are going to play out. Last year, if I remember correctly, the Fighters were not that bad in terms of their bullpen. It's the Saitama Cebu Lions that you have to bite your nails on. And, of course, the other shaky bullpen right now and trying to sort it out is the Tohoku Rocket and Golden Eagles. These 2 teams here, it'll be interesting to see how they end up playing out. So Ito ready to go back to work as he is going to be facing Tamura here with runners at first and second and nobody out. As the right-hander works to the set position, he checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a split-finger pitch. That is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. We have Alejandro Sandoval in the house here. He says he needs 8 runs. I have a feeling that might be a little greedy there, Alejandro. 8 runs might be over the next 2 games. Here comes the pitch. It's fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. TYN asks if we're going to stream tomorrow. We are going to stream these same 2 teams tomorrow night. And if it is Roki Sasaki getting the start, then we will be on the call for that one. As we will see these exact same 2 teams again tomorrow night. And that will be worth something to watch as Sasaki brings his 100-mile-an-hour heater. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. I remember last year we called that perfect game that he threw, and we almost lost the feed. We had so much technical difficulties. It was around the 4th or 5th inning, and we weren't sure we were going to be able to do this or be able to call that game or continue calling it. We stayed with it, able to sort it out. And the next thing you know, we were pretty glad we did because that was a really, really good outing there by Sasaki. So if he's the starter tomorrow night, we'll be excited to make the call on that one. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Tamura. Tamura is 0-4 on the season. This is his 2nd start. This being the 5th game for the Chiba Lotte Marines. So every time I watch games in Chiba, it always seems to be that there's a lot of wind, a lot of high skies. I've seen a couple games where they've had a little bit of rain, but this one here in particular is a bright day, but there is a lot of empty seats around when they pan the stadium. Here comes the 2-2. As Ito delivers, it is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2. After this weekend, we'll have to make some decisions on how we're going to call games in the NPB. We're definitely going to be doing the weekend games. But we may try to do a string of weekday games. And if we do that, we'll be up at 2 a.m. making the calls at specific time, or 5 a.m. Eastern. Not an easy game to be able to call, that's for sure. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the righty Ito holds set and now delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the right side. Moving over underneath it is the first baseman. It's blowing into foul territory, and it's going to be Kiyomiya who's going to haul it in for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here in the 2nd for the Marines. Well, they threaten, but they don't score. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Fighters no score and the Marines no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we'd like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the ball game for all kinds of crazy and interesting stuff. It is CC Mercedes who is coming back onto the hill to complete his warm-up tosses as we're ready to resume the action here in just a couple moments. It is a nothing ball game as we go to the third inning. Only one hit in this game, and that was off the bat of Kataro Kiyomiya, who had a one-out single in the second inning. So Kamikawa, Kabata, Usami, and Igoshi are coming here to face Mercedes as we're ready to resume the action. And the first pitch from CC is a fastball that just catches the inside corner. It's taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. A little slow from the home plate umpire as there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to short. Fujioka fields it. He throws to first. Nice play there by Yamaguchi to pick it as he is able to make the play. That's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up Shingo Usami. So Usami comes to the plate. He is 0 for 4 on the season, as he is going to be batting here for the first time this evening. Lefty Mercedes rocks into the windup and delivers. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Mercedes, as we said, we haven't seen a lot of him. He is a former Yomiuri Giant. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's tap foul right at home plate. And he's going to run the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. But I like the way that he looks. I like the way his demeanor is. He looks like he is able to work the zone. Both sides of the plate, he has pretty good command. He's mixing his speeds effectively. There is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Mercedes, or to the batter Usami from Mercedes. Left-hander against the left-hander. Mercedes rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike 3. And Usami goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter in Taiga Igoshi. Just to give you an idea about Mercedes, he spent the first 5 years of his NPB career all with Yomiuri. He just recently turned 29 years old. He's career 29 and 28 wins in the 5 years he was with the Giants. And he's got a pretty solid 3.14 ERA. There's a fastball that is swung on. This has popped up down the right field line. Giving chase is the right fielder, Ogino, and he's going to be there in time, and he's going to make the catch. That is going to do it here as the Fighters go quietly in their half of the inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2.5. It is the Fighters no score and the Marines no score. Stick around, everybody. This game's skipping along at a pretty good pace. I always used to say if a game is under 2 hours, the crew has to buy the home plate umpire dinner. Well, right now, get those barbecues ready because it looks like this game is on that pace. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole. a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving here to the bottom half of the third inning. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order for Chiba. That means Yasuhiro Fujiwara, the top of the order, Takashi Ojino, and Katsuya Kakanaka to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito. Fujiwara has a .385 batting average here in the early going with no homers and 1 RBI. Batting in the 9 spot, he got the start in center field tonight. Off to a good start he is, as there are a couple of Marines who are swinging the bat decently, as we said before, with Fujioka and Ojino and Kakanaka all doing so. So here comes the first offering from the righty Ito, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. We'll keep an eye on that other game that's going on the out-of-town scoreboard. It is the Marines and the Golden Eagles. 1-0 for Tohoku, as there is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1 to Fujiwara. The game is in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the right-hander Ito gets his sign from his catcher Usami, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fujiwara. Lots of action around Major League Baseball, and if you were on our channel, we had a short up of the home run that Masataka Yoshida hit yesterday. He went opposite field into the monster, almost hit it over the monster, and not just over, but out of the park. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded down the left field line. It's going to be extra bases as it's into the corner. Rounding first and heading to second is Fujiwara. He's going to get in there safely with a stand-up double, as he is aboard here in the 3rd inning with a leadoff double, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Takashi Ojino. Well, if runs are going to be at a premium in this game, I wonder if they're going to consider bunting Ojino. He's got the wheels. He could probably possibly even beat one out. Move the runner over to third, and then you got a couple of cracks to bring him home. So let's see how this one's going to play out here. The shortstop, Kamikawa Kabata, is closer to the bag at second base. The second baseman is into the 4-hole. The first baseman and the third baseman are on the grass, or at least the green portion of the turf that looks like grass. And Ito does the spaghetti move because they want to see if they have had a situation here where they're going to do it. So nothing was shown by Ojino. And here comes the first offering from Ito, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-0. A lot of teams will do that sometimes. What they'll do is they'll sort of do that inside spaghetti move, or they'll do a throw over to first base because they want to see if the batter is squaring to bunt. They'll read the hands of the hitter. As here comes the 1-0 pitch as the righty delivers. It is a fastball that is bunted, but it's bunted foul right off the foot of Ojino. It's going to run the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. He squared the bunt late. He was looking to bunt for a base hit, and he fouled it off of his foot, and it looked like it caught the catcher as well. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the righty Ito is ready to deliver again. Even with the bases are the corner infielders. Here comes the offering. As he kicks and delivers, no sign of bunt there, and it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Some early games this week, and then there's a long run of weeks where there isn't anything until we get into I believe it's the Golden Week in May. Then you've got some Japanese baseball that'll be again around this early time during the week. There's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner, and the count is now 3-1. Crowd is in full form, and then, of course, shortly after that, we get into the interleague play. We'll try to do every single interleague matchup that we possibly can. Doing interleague play is a lot of fun and get a chance to see some stuff. We've got Kizzer in the house and says he needs some runs. There's a fastball swung on and tapped slowly over on the third base side. He says the Marines need some runs here. Yeah, you're absolutely right, they do. As we said, both of these teams are what I would call offensively challenged. They're not known for their offensive outputs, at least in the last couple of years, although when Brandon Laird and the group was there, they were able to put up some numbers, but this is a different team now. Marines in 4 games this year have only scored 9 runs. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted softly over to the right field side. Moving back is the first baseman, and that's going to be hauled in by Kiyomiya. That is going to retire Gino for the first out of the inning. So really poor execution by the Marines. They got a leadoff double. And you think with Ogino, who's not a bad bunter, would try to push him along over to third, but now it's going to bring up Kakanaka to the plate. But the runner still at second and nobody out. At least if you move him over to third, you still have some more options in which to bring him in. When you have a team that's scored 9 runs in 4 games, every run is going to mean something here. And that's one thing the Japanese are generally pretty good at, and that is their execution. Small ball, hit and runs, bunting, those type of things. There's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. On the flip side, it's not like the Fighters are that much better. They've only scored 10 runs in their first 4 games. So when our friend Trevor came in here earlier saying, hey, what do you think about the under? Yeah, the under is probably something that you'd have to consider when it's only 5.5. Who's going to score the runs? This game could go on forever. And there's a fastball swung on and grounded foul on the first baseline. It's going to even the count at 1-1. Thank God they only play 12 innings. Could be here for a couple of weeks until these guys get a run. It's not like the pitchers are that overpowering. Even Mercedes, who's had a nice night tonight, it's not like he's been dominant, as it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Kakanaka. Tomorrow night will be the dominance. That will be where you have a 100-plus mile-an-hour fastball bearing down on you. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-1 to Kakanaka here. The big boss, Shinjo, sits in the dugout. He's all in full mask. As they pan the crowd, you see different people. We've been seeing some of the outdoor stadiums where there have been less people wearing masks. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to first. Fielded by Kiyomiya. He's going to step on the bag. It's going to be a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to advance Fujiwara over to third. And so there you go. That's where you have it there. They were playing deep. Had Ogino done his job and got the runner over to third, then Kakanaka would have probably driven that runner in. The Marines would be on the board, but the execution by Ogino, or lack of execution, unable to advance the runner. Now the runner's at third with 2 out. And Shogo Nakamura stepping to the plate. Now you're leaving it to Nakamura to get a base hit. Well, Nakamura's struggled to start the year. He is 1 for 15 on the season. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. as the right-hander works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Alejandro says no team in the NPB has good offense. It's unbelievable. Well, I don't know about no team, but certainly not these two teams. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into right center field, but coming in on it as the right fielder and moving back on it is the second baseman, and that is going to be caught. I should say driven. The ball looked like it was driven. It was actually hit, and it was looped in, but it was the second baseman, Ishii, who was able to get under it and make the catch. And that is going to do it here as it will end the third inning. They threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We're now through to 3 complete. It is the Fighters nothing and the Marines nothing. Stick around. Everybody will be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher. And again, be sure to check him out once the game is finished. Take it away, Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We will be back in just a couple moments after this. Another Hall of Fame memory. Welcome back, everybody. It's the top of the order coming up for the Fighters. That means it's going to be Ryota Isobata, Kazunori Ishii, and Go Matsumoto, the 1-2-3 hitters, to face CC Mercedes, who delivers a first pitch fastball that misses outside or inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Only 31 pitches in the first 3 innings for Mercedes, as he blows a fastball by Isobata, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So very effective in his 3 innings of work thus far, as there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Lefty goes back at it again and delivers a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mercedes, wasting no time, delivers a fastball, and that swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2-2. He is certainly in a rhythm, and he's working quickly. One would have to think that you might want to maybe take a step or 2 out once in a while to throw him out of his rhythm. So here we go, back to the live action as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and he rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Isobata goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. That is the second strikeout. And this one here. So 1 gone, 2 strikeouts in the book for Mercedes, and that's going to bring up Kazunori Ishii. Well, for Ishii, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He's grounded to third his first time up, and the pitch is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Well, if this is the way Mercedes likes to pitch, this could be a very quick game, and maybe we'd like to see him more often. There's a slow breaking ball swung on it as pop foul over on the third base side. Racing over is the catcher, but that is going to reach the seats, and that's going to be 1-1. Our friend Alexander Leggett says Kakanaka will never be fun to say. Well, the other one that's way more difficult is Daigo Kamikawa Kabata, the shortstop for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, rounded up the middle. It is fielded by the second baseman, Nakamura. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Ishii on a ground out, 4-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Go Matsumoto. Friend Alexander Leggett says to Alejandro, it's maybe not too late to change your bet. If you needed over 8 in this one, they better have been paying you a heck of amount to take that bet. That's just my thoughts on that. Here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. For those of you who are new to our channel, be sure to check out our community page, as each day we post up our predictions on who we think is going to win. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. We did pick the Fighters in this one here. The way that CC Mercedes is pitching, it might be hard for anybody to score a run. There's a breaking ball and tap foul over on the third base side. Count is now 1-2 to Matsumoto. KYZRR, I don't know if it's Kezer, I don't know how you say that. Keezer, he says the KBO is the league to take the overs, and he's absolutely correct. There's a fastball swung on this ball, lifted into center field, and it's going to get down in front of Fujiwara for a base hit, as Matsumoto is aboard with a 2-out single. That's going to bring up Yuki Nomura. And he's absolutely correct. The KBO, it is a run-producing league. They have all kinds of crazy scores over there. The quality of the baseball is not as good as it is in the NPB. But at the same time, it's got its positives as well. The KBO, that is. So Yuki Nomura stepping to the plate here. And they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Matsumoto. He is a threat to steal. Matsumoto can run a little bit. He's yet to have a stolen base this year. And there's a breaking ball that's swung on tap foul over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. Alexander Leggett also points out, he says, the KBO is not just because of the poor pitching and the obvious mismatches. That's probably something too. Some of the top teams are significantly better than the bottom teams. There's a fastball that's taken for a ball down. Matsumoto tries to steal second, and it's a great throw by the catcher Tamura. That is going to retire him. It's going to go down, caught stealing, 2-6 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here, as the Fighters are done in their half of the fourth inning. There was no runs, there was one hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Great play by the catcher Tamura to hose down Matsumoto, and that will do it here as we move to the fourth inning. We'll be right back in just a couple moments, everybody. We appreciate you. It is moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. We're all lucked up at zeros. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the fourth inning, and it is certainly a more economical game for CC Mercedes, as it is Ito who is about to deliver his 60th pitch here, as he's going to face Yamaguchi, Polanco, and Chitani here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The right-hander kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Yamaguchi 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up, batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Ito. He works from the stretch, though. There is nobody on, and there is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is golfed into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's a single for Yamaguchi, and that is going to bring up Gregory Polanco to the plate. Neither of these teams, when they have had runners on, have shown any ability to potentially drive them in. So this will be interesting here to see how Gregory Polanco is going to play this one out. He walked his first time up, but he is an imposing figure at the plate. We said he's batting .091, got a homer and a couple RBIs. Had a decent bounce back year with the Murray Giants last year. Of course, he was coming off some injuries in Major League Baseball, and he takes a breaking ball outside for ball one. The count is quickly 1-0. I was hoping he could get back on track sooner after the Pirates basically let him go, and Kaiser said a Pirates legend. Yeah, he looked like he was going to be one of the best, that outfield with McCutchen and Marte and Polanco. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. Looked like it was going to be for years one of the best ones in all of baseball. The only outfield that may have rivaled that would have been Ozuna, Yelich, and Stanton down in Florida with the Marlins. But that Pirate outfield was broken up pretty quickly. I have to say the Pittsburgh Pirate organization, notoriously cheap, won't pay their players. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. And making the catch in right field is Igoshi, and he is going to throw it into first base, but it looks like that the runner, Yamaguchi, was on the move. But he's got to retreat all the way back to the bag. Interesting to see what exactly happened there. He looked like he was going, and then he stopped, and then the ball was hit and he took off, and then he had to scamper his way back to first base. But that is going to retire Polanco for the first out of the inning. So one away, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Kenta Chitani. Shotgun Shell says he hasn't heard that name in a while. I'm not sure which name you were referring to. As here comes the pitch. It is a fastball delivered. It is popped up foul behind home plate. Giving chase is Asami, but that ball is going to get down. He didn't quite have a chance to get there. Chitani was looking to drop the bunt down. Interesting call here. That was a sacrifice bunt. Chitani looked like he was almost out of the batter's box on the backside. Way that he dropped his foot back in the box. So no balls and one strike as the right-handed hitting Chitani is waggling the bat. Ito gets his sign from the catcher Usami, and he's ready to go to work as he works to the set position. Now he steps off the back side of the rubber, checking Yamaguchi back to first base. Sometimes there's certain teams that you look at and you say, what are they built for? Are they built for power? Are they built for speed? Are they a better defensive team? Whatever that might be. Shotgun Shell says he hasn't heard Gregory Polanco's name for a while. Yeah, some injuries caught up to him, and then he bounced around a little bit. I know he was with the Blue Jays for a cup of coffee in their AAA team. I forget who else he spent time with in the minors and wasn't able to get back to the big leagues, which was a bit of an eyebrow raiser. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1 strike to Chitani. No sign of the bunt that time. We're here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. It is locked up at zeros. I'd like to tell you it's been a great pitcher's duel, but it's really been inefficiency on the offensive side. Both of these teams here are making these pitchers look like $1 million. That includes Mercedes, too, to some degree. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. As our friend Alexander Leggett said earlier that I was talking about the KBO being a hitters league where you take the overs there. Just the fundamental skills in the Japanese league is just at another level. They really bunt, they play small ball, they hit and run, they execute their cutoffs, generally speaking. So here comes the 1-2 offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down. It bounces up to the plate. Sami is going to ask for time. That's going to run the count to 2-2 on Shitani. But the other part about the KBO is correct. The top teams in the KBO, the top 3, 4, maybe 5 teams, really, really strong. And then the bottom teams, it is a really, really, well, it's almost like watching, you've got 3 players of maybe top level professional quality. You got 3 guys of low level professional quality. And then you got 3 high schoolers running around the outfield. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into right field. Moving over toward the left right field line is Go Matsumoto, and he makes the catch. It's going to retire Chitani for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to Yudai Fujioka. Gabriel Kira is in here. He's saying who's won, or probably better, who's winning. The ticker is across the bottom. We're at 0-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. So that's going to leave it up to Fujioka. He has walked his first time up tonight. As we said, he's off to a fast start. He's hitting .556 to start the young season. Nothing across his slash line. As Ito kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ito rubs up the baseball here as he gets some more rosin onto his hand. He works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled back. The third base side of home plate, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned before, we'll do this game tonight, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow with these same 2 teams, same time, same place. As here comes the offering from Ito as he checks the sign from his catcher. He works to the set position. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. Our friend TYN in here said it's going to be the Roki Sasaki show tomorrow night. We'll have to take a look on that one to see if that is going to be the case. Because Roki would be a fun and entertaining piece to watch. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away down the left field line. It's going to run the count even to 2-2 now. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The early indications are for tomorrow. They are showing Sasaki. Is it going to be Roki or not? That's the one that we're looking at, and it absolutely is. He'll go up against Takayuki Kato for the Fighters. So those starters for tomorrow's game has been announced. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 3-2 now to Fujioka. So that means that Yamaguchi is going to be on the run. In some ways, I almost wouldn't mind calling that Eagles and Lions game of Masahiro Tanaka and Wataru Matsumoto, but probably won't be able to get in front of the computers at that point in time because I won't be back until about 9 o'clock or almost 9. So here comes the 3-2 offering as Ito gets ready to go, and he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Racing hard on it is the center fielder, but he's not able to come up with it. That is a great job, though, by Isobata keeping it in front of him. He came in running hard. He had a good break on the ball, and he kind of slid and was able to try. He was going to try to get it before the short hop, but he ends up taking it on the short hop and keeping it in front. It's going to be a base hit for Fujioka. It's going to bring Yamaguchi all the way around to third. And the Marines are threatening here in the 4th inning with runners on the corners and 2 gone. It's going to bring up the catcher, Tatsuhiro Tara. So the First time that we're getting some excitement in this game. Yeah, once again, a really nice play by Isobata, who took that ball on the short hop and was able to keep it in front. Our friend Shotgun Shell said, sure would be fun to watch. Yeah, it's a bit hard. Well, our friend Josh S., who's been listening in quietly in the background, offered to email you and to be able to help you out. I mean, maybe if Josh emails me and I can connect you guys. I don't know if I can do that during the game here. It might take away too much time to try to set you guys up, but I could do that for tomorrow. That way I can connect the both of you. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Tamura. So 1 ball and no strikes. Tamura popped out to the first baseman to end the second inning, his first time up. He's 0 for 5 on the season. As the right-hander looks in and he gets his sign from his catcher and he works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball. It's taken for a strike. They throw down back to the pitcher. Stealing second base was Fujioka. Saw what they were trying to do there. They came up and they made the decision they were going to look like they were going to gun down to second base. Instead, what they did is they cut it off on the pitcher's mound. But it is a stolen base for Fujioka. That puts runners at second and third with 2 down. That last pitch was a strike to Tamura. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. Bill, I've got yours. It's Josh S.'s, who I don't have, I don't believe. And the email doesn't come up here in our chat, so it must be blocked out. Our friend Alexander Leggett says an unexpected stolen base. Well, Fujioka runs fairly decent. He does move pretty good. A little surprised they maybe slept on him there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Tamura. As he's waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Ito, who checks his sign, and now he works to the set position. The bots might have, or they might have shot that down YouTube if you're putting in the email into the chat. I've got Bill's. I just don't have Josh's. We'll maybe get Josh to send me an email at some point here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Tamura is waiting on the offering here from the righty Ito. As Ito holds set and now he kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. And they have to throw down to first base, and that is going to get Tamura for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, what do you know? The Marines, they threaten, but they don't score. They can't get a clutch hit when they need it. No runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. It is bagels for both teams. 0-0. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. And I will be back in just a moment after this. Looks like they got a little bit of more cloud moving in Chiba, as the skies, when we started this game, had a lot of sunshine, and it looks like there is cloud slowly moving across. CC Mercedes is coming back out for his 5th inning of work as he's completed his warm-up tosses, and he's going to be facing the heart of the Nippon-Ham Fighter batting order. Caleb says he just got off work. How's it going? Well, 0-0 is the scoreline. Both of these teams here, it is going to be the team that makes the most mistakes is probably going to win this one here, because that's probably how it's going to lead to a run. Here's the first pitch from Mercedes. It's a fastball missing outside. The count is 1-0. 46 pitches through the first 4 innings. And there you go. It is a fastball that misses, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nomura. He, of course, was at bat when the runner Matsumoto got thrown out in the last half inning. There was a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. Caleb says the Japanese pitching is crazy. There's the 3-1 offering. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike on the outside corner, and the count runs to full at 3-2. Yeah, the Japanese pitching can be pretty good at times. There certainly was on display in the Classic. That ball's been popped up down the right field line. Giving chase is Yamaguchi and Ogino, but they're not able to catch up with that one. It's going to drop in for a foul ball. The count is going to remain at 3-2. I think some of the arms that they can continue to roll out in the Japanese league, it's very, very impressive. And the same thing, Alexander says they rack up the pitch counts as well. It is impressive, yes. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field, coming in. But watching it drop in front is going to be the center fielder, Fujiwara. A single there by Nomura, as he is the leadoff batter here, and that's going to bring Kotaro Kiyomiya to the plate. Did a really good job of keeping his hands inside the ball, and he looped it into shallow center field. That ball got down. I'm interested to see the size of these ballparks. I know the egg at the Tokyo Dome is considered to be very favorable in size. I'm curious to see how the size of these parks do play out. It'd be favorable for North American, I wouldn't say North American, Latin American, North American standards, as the players in Japan are traditionally not as big. You mean sans Shohei Ohtani or a few others, as there's a fastball that misses inside to Kiyomiya. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch is a fastball that's misses upstairs, and the count now is 2 balls and no strikes. This game here is in the bottom of the 4th inning. The game in Tohoku, it's still 1-0 for the Golden Eagles. The game is in the bottom of the 6th inning now. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Moving back underneath it is the right fielder Ogino. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Kiyomiya for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that is going to bring up Ariel Martinez. Well, Martinez tonight, he grounded into a double play to end the 2nd inning. So far to this point, or at least going into this inning, Mercedes had faced the minimum amount of batters, even though he had given up a couple of hits. He's able to induce another double play here. He'll be still facing the minimum hitters. He's had help from the double play ball and a caught stealing. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Again, Kiyomiya at the plate. I know that they probably don't want to take the bat out of his hands, but this is shaping up like it could be a 1-run ball game, and both of these teams have really poorly executed tonight. They have had opportunities to hit behind runners or to bunt the ball. As that fastball misses down, and the count is 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes, at least by Japanese standards. Probably by North American standards, it'll be one of those things. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 3-0. Remember correct, I don't know if Alexander Leggett, if he's in the state of Virginia. I can't remember if that's where he was at. I know he's a DC fan. just can't remember if it is Virginia where you're at. So 3 balls and no strikes as the lefty kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and Martinez has got himself a walk, and the Fighters have got something going here in the 6th, and the 5th. I need either longer arms or better glasses because I can't read it when it's that far away. So runner Martinez goes to first, Nomura goes to second, and it's going to bring Daigo Kamikawa Kabata to the plate. Shotgun Shell says that he appreciates the effort, but it goes to play. It says not available in his country or region. Well, that's strange. The Detroit Tigers are looking for a sweep because Caleb is. Caleb's living down in the Tampa area, and yes, they are. He also asks if I watch the KBO. I don't watch the KBO. I don't really have any interest in the Korean League. The only time I would watch it is if I was there, which if all goes well this year when I'm in Seoul for that one day, I'll probably try next year maybe to go to Korea for a bit and see some games. The fastball misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Kamikawa Kabata. Alexander Leggett says he can try another one. And here comes the 1-0 offering as Kamikawa Kabata bats here, and it's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Racing back is Ogino, and he's going to make the catch as he slams into the wall. What a play. He fires it back into the infield, and it's going to be I don't know if they're going to call it a double play or not, as the runner at first didn't tag up. The runner at second had tagged up. It was Ariel Martinez with some adventurous base running at first base. He was trying to get back to first. And the runner, Nomura, tags and advances over to third. We're going to see that one again. They threw the ball back into first. And they were the umpires, it looked like they weren't sure if he was out or safe at first. And then all next thing you know, the hands go up for time. I wonder if they're going to discuss this or look at this one here. We're going to get a look at it ourselves. But a great play by Ogino as he slammed into the wall, making the catch, fired it back into the infield. But now it puts runners on the corners. I'm not going to review that play at first base. There's a breaking ball that misses down. A good block there by the catcher Tamura. So 2 gone here with the runners on the corners. Friend Shotgun Shell said it worked on the 3rd try. 3 times is a charm, I think. So here comes the offering from Mercedes. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike in the count now. Here to the batter, Usami, has 1 ball and 1 strike. Friend Caleb says they need a hit big time, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded softly over to second. Nakamura fields it. He flips it to first, and that is going to do it. You want to talk about anemic. That is what that was right there. They had an opportunity to cash in a run. The best they could do is a rollover to the second baseman. That is going to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Marines 0 and the Fighters 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning. And if you're playing the under, hey, with a 0-0 score line, you're living large. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is our Fighters theme in between innings tonight. Not that we don't like the Chiba Lotte Marines, but we are not finished our stuff with those guys quite yet. We'll run those guys tomorrow night. It'll be all Fighters tonight in between the innings when we do it. It's the 9-1 and 2 hitters in the batting order to come to bat for Chiba. That means Fujiwara, Ogino, and Kakanaka. And the first pitch is a split finger pitch that misses down for ball one. The count is 1-0. Fujiwara is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first time up. He doubled his first time up. He was stranded at third back in the third inning. As the righty Ito kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 1-1. For Ito, he threw 79 pitches through the first 4 innings. One would have to think that he will probably be taken out of the ball game sooner than Mercedes, as Mercedes is a lot more efficient on his pitches so far tonight. There is a split finger pitch that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fujiwara. Fujiwara batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul down the third base line, and that keeps the count at 1-2. Our friend Caleb said he wishes Sportsbook had NPB take the under almost every time. Yep, absolutely. It is definitely the under league, that is for sure. I put a few nickels down on a couple MLB games today, and oh boy, did not go well. I should have bet the opposite. I would have had a better chance to have come up. Like Pat Max Scherzer going today in Milwaukee, and the Mets got absolutely torched, 9-0 by the Brewers. As soon as I saw that score, I was like, tear up the ticket. It's all over. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Ito. It's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line. I don't know what the final was with the Braves and the Cardinals, but I had picked the Cardinals to win that game, and when I last looked, then the Braves were winning that. I had the Red Sox to beat the Pirates. That sure didn't happen. The Pirates took care of the Red Sox in Fenway. I didn't even see the lines in the box score. There was a breaking ball swung on. His tapped softly over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Kiyomiya, and he's going to step on the base. That is going to retire Fujiwara for the first out of the inning. It goes as a ground out to 3 for out number 1. I'll be betting on the Tigers in Houston, but they won back-to-back games. Crazy. They've in Tampa Bay get swept, and then they take 2 from the world champion Astros on the first 2 days of this week. Here comes the first offering to Ogino. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Caleb says Matt Vierling is going off. Yeah, he did last night where he was 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer. And then, of course, tonight he had a couple more hits. The former Philadelphia Philly, as there is a breaking ball that misses, and the count is now 2-0 to Ogino. Ogino is 0 for 2 in this one. He's grounded to short and popped over to first his 2 trips to the plate. So here comes the 2-0 offering as they kick and deliver. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, as we said, we're here in the 5th inning, and this is where everybody comes in. Well, if everything holds steady here, you're going to have the under because nobody's got a run. I don't know what the under of 0 would be. Unless, of course, it's 0.5. And there's the fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-1 on Ogino. So 3 balls and 1 strike. The crowd is on their feet, and they're jumping up and down in spots of the stadium. Here's the pitch to Ogino. It's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up on the infield. It's over on the shortstop side. Kamikawa Kabata is underneath it, and he makes the grab. That'll retire Ogino for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to Katsuya Kakanaka. For those who had the under through the first 5 innings, you're about ready to laugh your way all the way to the bank. So Kakanaka coming to the plate. 0 for 2 on this one. He's grounded to the pitcher, and he is grounded to first. Batting from the left side against the righty Ito, and Ito throws an eephus pitch up to the plate. I don't even think that registered on the radar gun. What was he doing? That pitch there, he just wasn't even a Zach Greinke eephus pitch. That thing there literally had frost on it when it came down. Didn't even register on the radar gun. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kakanaka. What is that? There's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. First, I thought maybe he tripped or stumbled coming down the mound, but that ball was like a Hail Mary in football. It had so much arc underneath it. There's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up over on the first base side. Racing over is Asami, and that is just going to be out of his reach as it goes into the camera well. That's going to run the count to 1-2. I still can't believe what that pitch was. If I can go back, I'm just going to make a note that it's the bottom of the 5th inning. If I can go back and pick that up tomorrow, I'll try to make a short of it and put it on our channel. You guys can come on over and take a look at that. That was absolutely crazy. That was definitely Zach Greinke-esque. So 93 pitches now for the right-hander here in the 5th inning, as Ito is ready to go back at it. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers, it is a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. And Kakanaka is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, that is going to do it here. That was going to get the split-finger fastball, does the job to get Kakanaka. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 5 complete. Your score is 0-0. Everybody, it's that time of the night we like to call our Japanese halftime. And that is where they take an extended break in between the innings here. And we are too. We're going to go get ourselves a nice fresh batch of hot chocolate. That's what we seem to be in the mood for these days. I'm going to put the music on a loop. And so you guys will be listening to that here for the next couple minutes or so until I come back and until they get all the field cleaned up and we're ready to get back at it. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few.
lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really noticed what you want.
We got a 0-0 ball game, everybody. It is going to be going to the top of the sixth here in just a couple moments. We'll be right back after this. As we like to say, it's Japanese halftime as they have the extended break between the fifth and the sixth inning. Oh, but that extended break is over now as CC Mercedes is ready to go back at it here. With his 65 pitches, we sometimes get it a little bit longer than that. First pitch delivered is a fastball to Higoshi, take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Mercedes again delivers. It's a fastball swung on and is popped up over on the first base side. Racing over on it is behind on it is the first baseman. Also Nakamura, the second baseman, who's going to call everybody off and make the catch. Higoshi is retired here for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Ryota Isabata. Well, Isabata steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out to second, and he's struck out in his 2 trips. He is batting from the left side against the left-handed throwing CC Mercedes, who rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Isabata. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles have a 1-0 lead in the top of the 8th over the Saitama Cebu Lions. As that pitch misses outside, and the count is now 1-1 to Isabata. Mercedes wastes little time and delivers again. It's a fastball swung on and is popped foul down the third base line, and the count goes to 1-2. Curious to see how that game will play out. Obviously, the top of the 9th is not that far away. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is fielded by the shortstop Yudai Fujioka, who throws the first, and that's going to retire Isabata for a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. If I had to make a guess, I would say that we picked the Fighters to win this one here, but the way this game is going, it is looking like nobody wants to win it. The offenses have stalled when it mattered. And that's both teams. Both teams have had chances to cash a run in here or there. As here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Ogino, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here as Ishii is retired for the third out of the inning. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score, Chiba 0 and Hokkaido 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. Bottom of the 6th inning after this when we return. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Fighters and Marines locked up at zeros. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel, and in turn we support Steve Rademacher. As we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning, it is going to be Shogo Nakamura, Koki Yamaguchi, and Gregory Polanco. And by the looks of it, it looks like CC Mercedes' day is going to be over. It's a bit shocking as he's only thrown about 70 pitches. So maybe they haven't stretched him out any further than what he was, but the The manager and the interpreter are talking to him. And so that, all the looks of it, that's usually a signal that his day will be over. So this is where it'll start to get a little bit exciting if we can get into the bullpens. I haven't seen if the Fighters are making a change, but yes, they are. They do have a pitching change here, and we'll get you that in just a moment. As it looks like it is going to be Rodriguez coming into the ball game. We'll get you the specs here on him in just a moment. We saw him in the opener. So Rodriguez in relief. And this is Brian Rodriguez, the big right-hander for the Fighters. And there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Shogo Nakamura. Nakamura 0 for 2 tonight. He has really struggled to start the season, 1 for 16. So the both, probably more than likely, it'll be both teams will be battling it out in the bullpens now. As we said, it looks like EC Mercedes is also done. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and it's now 0-2 to Nakamura. Brian Rodriguez on the 2023 campaign. This is already his third appearance. He's worked 2 innings. He's allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. His ERA is 0.00 across the board. Yeah, and by the looks of it now, I think that Mercedes' day is done. He's up and he's talking to his catcher, Tamura. That's usually a signal that his day will be over. So the right-hander, Rodriguez, holds at the belt. Now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is rolled over to the shortstop, Kamikawa Kabata, who throws to first. Nakamura is retired on a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. Well, for Yamaguchi, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and was stranded at third his last time up, and he struck out back in the second inning. So the battle of futility continues here between these two ball clubs. Offensively inept tonight. Or maybe impotent would be the better word. So Yamaguchi stepping in here, ready to face the first offering from Rodriguez, who holds at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Curious to see how these bullpens play out here tonight. As we said, when you're making the bet on this game here, you have to take a look and see how the bullpens have been used in the previous games, especially if they have been. There's a split finger pitch that drops in for a strike, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. Not sure if Yamaguchi agreed with that call, but the home plate umpire said it so, and so that must be true. So 0-2 here to Yamaguchi as the right-hander Rodriguez holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. That ball is a fastball that spikes up to the plate. It was a 57-foot fastball as it bounced and got away from the catcher. So still in the hole is Yamaguchi. He's got 1 ball and 2 strikes against him. With regards to action tomorrow, as we said, we'll be back on the airwaves for these same 2 teams. Excited to see Roki Suzaki. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. It's in the gap and it's down. It's up against the wall. Yamaguchi digging around first, heading for second. And he's going to make it safely with a 1-out double. That's going to be Yamaguchi's second hit of the ball game, as he has reached safely here. That'll bring up the left fielder, Gregory Polanco. That is exactly what the Chiba Lotte Marines needed here, was a base hit. A great swing there, really, by the first baseman, Yamaguchi. Kept his hands inside the ball, well inside it out, into right center field as it got down and got up against the wall. He does a really good job as he cruises into second base with that double. So he's aboard at second base. Gregory Polanco steps to the plate as the Marines are hunting for their first run here. Polanco 0 for 1 tonight. He also walked in the ball game. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. It's going to be fielded by Kiyomiya. He's going to win the race to the bag, but it is going to advance Yamaguchi over to third. It goes as a ground out to 3 for out number 2. It's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Kenta Chitani. Well, for Chitani, 0 for 2 on this one. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he has flown out to right field. He is 1 for 5 on the season. Our friend Caleb says one more. Yeah, well, really, really strange how this is playing out here. You just can't seem to cash the run in. I have a feeling the first team to score is probably going to win the ball game, because that might be the only run. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Chitani. It's because the runner's at third base and 90 feet away doesn't mean they're going to get a run here. It's only been a couple of times there's been runners to third, and each time it never looked like they were going to score. That's kind of how it looks here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch as Rodriguez holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up over on the right fielder, first base side. Moving over underneath it is the first baseman, Kiyomiya. He's going to make the catch. And there you have it there. That is going to do it here in the 6th inning. They get a double with 1 out by Yamaguchi. They get him to third, but they can't bring him home. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We are now through 6 complete. The score is the Fighters no score and the Marines no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this. Let's brighten it up and try the cheerleaders with the second variety. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is indeed a pitching change, as it is going to be a right-hander coming in for the Chiba Lotte Marines. It's going to be Shinsuke Nakamori, as he will take over here for CC Mercedes. So as we said, battle of the bullpen in full swing now. So Shinsuke Nakamori now on in relief. And so what has he done this season? Well, he has appeared in a couple of ball games already for the Marines. The lanky right-hander, 2 innings, 1 1/3 inning pitched. He's allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts, and he's got himself an ERA of 0. He's retired 5 of the 6 batters he has faced this year. So he is on in relief, and he is going to have to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Fighters lineup. It's going to be Go Matsumoto, Yuki Nomura, and Kotaro Kiyomiya. So that is where we stand. 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order here. Well, Matsumoto today is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up, but he was gunned down trying to steal second. And here comes the first offering from the righty, and it is a breaking ball that misses down. So Nakamori already behind 1-0 as the right-hander rocks into the windup and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Racing back, and this ball is down. It's off the wall. Rounding first, heading to second is Matsumoto, and he's going to cruise into second base with a leadoff double. That is exactly what the tonic that the Fighters need. Now they've got a runner at second with nobody out. And that is going to bring up Yuki Nomura to the plate. Well, you'd have to think at this point, a leadoff double here, you got to be thinking about moving him over to third and then a crack to bring him home. I would not be surprised. I know Nomura is the 4-hole hitter, but I wouldn't blink an eye if they gave him the bunt sign. The Japanese do play good fundamental baseball all the way 1 through 9. Move them over to third and then some sort of rollover, or who knows, maybe to the right side of the infielder would be able to get them in. So let us see what they have in store for Nomura. Well, there's no sign of the bunt here. Let's see if they do their spaghetti move. They don't. There's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. He's going to need that opposite field approach here to move that runner along. Our friend Samuel Lowe is in the house here looking for information on how I can watch it. Well, Alexander Leggett has given it to you. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1 strike. Caleb Atkins is excited that we've got the double by Matsumoto. The problem is Nomura going to be able to do the job? It's 1-1. This would probably be a moving pitch here. The 1-1 is on the way as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, missed. Going to run the count to 1-2 on Nomura. And the way that some of these at-bats have gone tonight, it is absolutely a problem because none of these guys have been able to cash any of these runners. Here's the 1-2 pitch. As he delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. Nobody's going to be cashing in the runners here. That has been the biggest issue tonight. Clutch hitting. I wonder if I go back and take a look at the batting average with runners in scoring position. Obviously, they haven't driven anybody in. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line. That ball is going to slice into the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2 strikes. The right-hander here for the Marines on in relief of CC Mercedes as Nakamori ready to deliver again. 2-2 strikes to Nomura. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Nomura goes down on strikes for out number 1. 1 away here, and really no sign of the bunt, which is maybe why these teams are where they are in the standings. Not executing, not hitting. And as I said, it's not like the pitching is particularly overpowering. The pitching has been good tonight. But good pitching beats good hitting all day long. If this is good pitching, it's certainly beating up on bad hitting. So that brings the first baseman Kiyomiya to the plate. Defensively, he's been very busy tonight. He takes a fastball inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Kiyomiya is 1 for 2 in this one. A single in 2 trips. He's also flown out to right field. I'm just curious to see what the bullpen is, that how they're going to run them in and out here. So 1 ball and no strikes as the righty delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 1-1 to Kiyomiya. In other words, how they have the bullpen shaped up. Who are the arms that they're considering to use in some of these situations? Who do they trust? So 1 ball and 1 strike as the righty holds, and now he delivers. And there is a split finger pitch. It's in the dirt, and it squirts away from the catcher Tamura, and that is going to advance Matsumoto over to third. It's going to run the count to 2-1 on Kiyomiya. Now that's going to change the dynamic here. Now you have to think they're going to have to bring the infield in with 1 out. And Kiyomiya is going to have to try to punch it through. So the defense is moving in here. Now ready to go at it again here as the right-hander is ready to deliver. And here comes the offering from Norimoto. It's a split finger pitch and misses down. It's going to run the count to 3-1. Well, now we've got a little excitement. We got the runner at third, which is Matsumoto. It's a 3-ball and 1-strike count to Kiyomiya. You got Ariel Martinez, who is on deck. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. As the righty now kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third baseline. It's going to run the count full to Kiyomiya at 3-2. Any type of ball hit hard is going to present a problem, but they can have a chopper or anything here. It would be an interesting piece. And so here is the offering now at 3-2 to Kiyomiya. Right-hander against the left-hander. As Nakamori delivers, it is a breaking ball that just misses outside. That's going to be ball 4. That's going to put runners on the corners, and it's going to bring Ariel Martinez to the plate. And it's going to bring the pitching coach out of the Marines dugout. So CC Mercedes, who had a gem through the first 6, all he can do is sit back and watch now as it's all in the bullpen's hands from here on out. As we are in the top of the 7th inning, the runner at third is Matsumoto. The runner at first is Kiyomiya. That conference on the mound is now over. We're ready to resume the action. So Matsumoto, the runner at third, Kiyomiya, the runner at first. Keep your eye for some shenanigans or base running shenanigans. Matsumoto, he's the guy with the wheels. So Martinez, 3 for 14 in the early going. No homers and no runs batted in. He is officially 0 for 1 tonight. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Martinez, of course, began his NPB career with the Chinichi Dragons. He had himself a good start to his career, and of course, he has now joined the Fighters as he fastball misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. The first 3 years of his career with the Dragons, he had 12 homers during that time, and especially last year where he hit 8 and drove in 24. Basically a part-time player. I'm a little surprised by that. There's a fastball swung on it as hit down the right field line, moving over, and that ball is going to be foul, and it was probably the right decision there by Ogino. Ogino raced way over there to get it. There would have been a 0 chance to catch the ball and throw the runner out at the plate as he was deep into the corner. I think that if I'm Ogino, I don't think I would have made that catch. I mean, he didn't make the catch, but I don't think I would have given it the effort of what he did, because that is going to keep the runner at third base. That could be a difference here. If he rolls into a double play, I know you want to get your outs where you can, but there's the 2-1 pitch now coming to Martinez. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 2-2. Yeah, if he would have caught that ball, it would have been Matsumoto tagging, and it'd be a 1-0 score line right now. So I guess maybe you take your chance in letting that ball fall. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Martinez. Daigo Kamikawa Kabata waits his turn on deck. The corners are in, and they're in double play depth. Up the middle are the Marines. And certainly Martinez is a double play candidate. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Coming in and making the grab is Fujiwara, tagging at third, and scoring easily will be Matsumoto. And the Fighters have finally opened the scoring in this one on a sacrifice fly to center field by Martinez. He's going to drive home Matsumoto for the first run of the ball game. That is where we stand here, 1-0. That'll bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. So we do have a run. That's unbelievable. And it was a sac fly. Sac flies can be pretty exciting. That one wasn't particularly, but a run it is. First one on the board. As we welcome those of you to the stream who are joining us. Now have a 1-0 game here on the top of the 7th for the Fighters over the Marines. The runner at first is Kiyomiya as they fired over to first base, and he gets back in time. So Daigo Kamikawa Kabata at the plate, and he pitches a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 2 for 15 on the season for Kamikawa Kabata. He has struggled thus far in the early going. If you folks are new to the channel, we appreciate you for your support and being here, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes here with 2 gone in the top half of the 7th inning. Yeah, the pitch is on the way, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away to Kamikawa Kabata. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, some excitement going on in Tohoku. It looks like they're having a hard time closing that one out. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Kamikawa Kabata on strikes for out number 3. They got a run in the inning on 1 hit. There was no errors and 1 runner left the board. Your score, it's Hokkaido 1 and Chiba no score. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning, but by the looks of it, looks like it was Nakamura that had doubled for the Lions in that game over there, and then McKinnon walked. So it looks like they got runners at first and second to Cebu with nobody out, and they're trailing 1-0 to the Golden Eagles. I'll get you that update when we come back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here, and we'll be right back in just a couple moments after this. This game is starting to get interesting for sure. You can't leave us yet, Alexander. Got to keep the eyelids open with some toothpicks. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving here to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and it's the bottom third of the batting order come to bat for the Marines. That means it's going to be Yudai Fujioka, Tetsuhiro Tamura, and Yasuhiro Fujiwara, and there will be a pitching change, so hang tight. We're going to get you that information in just a moment as the Fighters are going back to their bullpen again, as their starter Ito was relieved. They had brought in Brian Rodriguez, and now we're just waiting on the confirmation of the change here, as that is what is about to happen. As we are getting the information here as it comes, it looks like it is going to be, as I say, Fujioka here to come to bat. 6 for 10 on the season for him. Or are they going to stay with Rodriguez? We're going to get a good look-see here in just a second. It looks like maybe Rodriguez is coming in for inning number 2 of work. Didn't really have to work too hard the last half inning. Nope, they do have a lefty in the ball game. So it is going to be a left-hander on in relief here. As we kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that drops in for a call strikes. It's Menez in the ball game. Get you the specs on him, the lefty. So no balls and one strike, as the first pitch was the breaking ball that dropped in. And here's the second offering on the way. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count now goes to 1-1 to Yudai Fujioka. So the lefty Menez in here. This is Connor Menez. Spent time with the Giants and the Cubs organization. This is his second year. The Fighters. This is his third game of the season already. He's worked an inning and a third, allowing 3 hits. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-1. He has walked 3 and he has struck out 3, but he's got a fluffed up ERA over 13 right now at 13.5. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Connor Menez has taken over here. He is a small righty as he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses. They appeal down to third, and they say that Fujioka didn't go. That runs the count to 3-1. The crowd in Chiba, they are hopping up and down. So Connor Menez on in relief. As lefty holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on its lifted foul down the left field line, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Alexander Leggett says his normal morning hours are killing him. Caleb says, what's going on in the Eagles game? I'm going to have to go back and take a look. As here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4, and Fujioka is aboard with a leadoff walk here. So the game is just starting to get interesting now that we are getting late in the ball game. So it looked like they had runners at first and second in that game over between the Eagles and the Lions. And then Suzuki came up and had a sacrifice bunt, and then it looked like it was Sato struck out with runners at second and third. So I'm not sure exactly where they are at in their batting order. It looks like it is Nakamura who is pinch hitting. So that would be Takia Nakamura into pinch hit with runners at second and third and 2 out. We'll have to see how that one shapes up. So coming to bat here with the runner at first, it is the catcher Tamura. It is a pure bunt situation, one would have to think. As that is exactly what Tamura is doing. He's squaring the bunt here. And instead they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Fujioka. So Tamura squaring the bunt, and now they go out in front as the catcher Usami for the Fighters, and he is giving the bunt defense the signal of what they want to do out here. Try to see if we can pick up the scores. The English scoreboard that we use working very well right now. Still shows in the top of the first inning or top of the ninth inning. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is bunted. It's down. They field it. They throw down to second base, and hanging on is the shortstop, Kamikawa Kabata. What a great play. Not the best of bunts by Tamura. Fielded there. The third baseman, Namura, fielded it. It's going to go down as a fielder's choice. That's going to erase Fujioka at second base on a 5-6 putout for the first out of the inning, as Tamura will reach first base safely. Great play by the third baseman, raced right in, but the throw wasn't the best. A nice job there by the shortstop to reach, to hang on, and then he was slid into by the base runner, Fujioka, and still able to hang on to the ball. Well, he is gone for 1 out, and that is going to bring up the center fielder, Yasuhiro Fujiwara. Looks like we have a pinch runner over at first base as well. We'll get the number for that in a moment, as looks like Tamura's day is done. And here's the offering from Menez. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Still not showing anything different in that game. Still showing top of the 9th inning, and we're not getting any update as of yet in that Eagles-Lions game. And here's Menez, but he throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner. So the runner at first establishes his lead. He's got 1 foot on the turf and 1 foot on the dirt. As the lefty Menez works to the set position, and now he throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner. And the base runner that's in right now is Tomosugi. He is a reserve infielder. That's Suki Tomosugi. Suki it is. Our friend Joseph is in the house. He says, can you keep us updated on the Eagles game, please? He's got money on the unders at 2.5. Looks like we've got ourselves a replay right now. Looks like they're going to be challenging that pick over to first base. Maybe they think they've got the runner. And while that's happening, we're going to try to get you guys updated, and we'll get a look in at what's happening on over in the other game while we wait. Let's see if that action is still going on between the Eagles and the Lions. Yep, they're going to go up and have a look at it. They want to challenge this. They think they picked off. So it is Yuki Matsui on the mound here, and the pitch is delivered to the Lions. Yamakawa, this ball is driven to deep right center field, moving back onto the warning track, and making the catch is Ryosuke Tatsumi, and that's how the game is going to end, with runners at second and third. They sent it a long way, but Yuki Matsui is going to get that save for the Golden Eagles. So as you guys are bouncing in here to check it in, it was a warning track shot by Nakamura, hauled in by Tatsumi on the warning track, and the Golden Eagles are going to win the ball game 1-0. Fantastic finish in that one. As we continue to wait over here, but I got to be able to flick it in just in time. What an absolute finish. So our friend Joseph says he had the money. There you go. If you go onto Instagram later tonight, usually the Eagles are pretty good at posting up some highlights. That one will definitely be a highlight. Well, here comes the umpires, and they rule that the base runner is safe and that the Fighters will lose a challenge here. So Menez is got no balls and 1 strike here to Fujiwara. There's 1 gone with the runner at first. And the good news for me is we've got that first pick of the night come in correctly, and that would be the Golden Eagles. So that evens that series up at 1. We'll have to make some decisions tomorrow, as it looks like it's Masahiro Tanaka who is pitching tomorrow for the Golden Eagles. So Menez kicks and delivers. They square to bunt, and it's a fastball that comes up inside and almost takes the head off of Fujiwara. He squared to bunt, and he ends up into the dirt on his backside. It's going to run the count to 1-1. I'm not sure I really like the way that Fujiwara is set up, but boy, oh boy, that's a fastball right at his lips. And down he goes into a pile of dust. He's wearing the face guard on that side, but that ball went whistling right by his nose. So Menez here, 1 ball and 1 strike. As he holds set and now delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fujiwara. The other games all get going at 6 o'clock local time. For those of you in North America, that means it's going to be 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern. As here comes the 1-2 pitch from Menez, who works to the set position, and now he throws over to first base. And again, getting back in time is the base runner, the pinch runner there for the catcher, Tamara. As we said, that is Atsuki Tomasuji, or Tomasuji Suki. So here comes the 1-2 offering. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Keeps the count at 1-2 strikes to Fujiwara. This ball game here, not much action through the first 5+ innings, and everything has kind of got exciting here in the top of the inning, and the Marines are wanting to get one back as they find themselves looking up at the Fighters 1-0. Battle of the bullpens here in Chiba. As the lefty Menez now throws over to first base and again diving back. If this was Major League Baseball, he'd already have balked. He'd already put the runner into scoring position. With the new rules that Major League Baseball is implementing this year, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that stuff. They want to get the game to be more exciting. They want it to be more creative, but I don't know if that's the way that you go about doing it. So the lefty Menez ready to go again as he works. He holds set at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and it's line foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. Left-handed hitting. Center fielder Fujiwara waiting here on the offering from the lefty Menez. He waggles the bat. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up behind home plate, giving chase to Usami, and it's going to go into the netting. And that is another life here for Fujiwara. He is living dangerously. The count remains at 1-2 strikes. Another piece of interest, as we said, we put the Masataki Yoshida home run on our channel in a short. We also are going to be putting up some swings. We have a couple of the Saitama Cebu Lions. If you like looking at slow motion swings, there's a couple of interesting ones. As we got Sena Suge, the catcher for the Lions, will be posting his swing up. Some people like going in and looking at it. They enjoy. We don't do the breakdown of it. After a while, breakdowns of some of the swings are, I would say, kind of stale, but every swing is a little bit different. There's certainly some absolutes that people have to have. But just interesting to see how they get to the contact zone. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and this marathon at bat continues. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Fujiwara. So again, the left-handed pitching Menez waiting here as he's ready to face the left-handed hitting Fujiwara as he works set to the belt. He checks the runner at first, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and again fouled off down the left field line. And again, we're going to do the 1-2 pitch all over again. Pitch number 9 coming up here to Fujiwara. Just put this on a bit of a rewind. That's what it seems like. And it is going to do it all over again. Here comes the 1-2 as the lefty delivers. It is a fastball swung on and again fouled off down the left field line. This is going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Fujiwara giving this lefty a heck of a battle. So Meta is ready to go back to work. 1-2 strikes to Fujiwara as he waggles the bat. Menez gets the side from his catcher and he works set to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on, and this one is fouled off. And the crowd is giving their round of approval here as this is turning into quite the battle. As it'll be pitch number 11 to come here in just a moment. Friend Caleb says classic battle. Not as classic as Dave Bergman in the playoff run for the Tigers against Roy Lee Jackson a number of years ago in 1984. And he deposited a 3-run homer into the seats. That was pretty amazing stuff. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This was popped down the left field line, foul. Racing over is the third baseman, but it is going to be out of the range of the third baseman, Nomura. It's going to go into the seats, and again, we're going to do it all over again. How about this? This is going to be pitch number 12 of the at-bat coming up. Establishing his lead is the pinch runner. As we said, Tamura is out of the game. It is Atsuki or Tomosuji Asuki. They throw over to first base, and he dives back in time again. Time there, it wasn't really a great throw by Menez. 18 pitches in the inning. And 11 of them have gone to the batter, Fujiwara. This is pitch number 12, ready to come on the way. As the lefty checks the runner, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on line right back at the pitcher, Menez. He gets a glove on it, but it just trickles away, and you're not going to get anybody. It is going to be Fujiwara winning the battle. He's got himself an infield single. It's going to advance the runner Atsuki Tomosuji over to second base. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring the top of the order up and Takashi Ojino, but it's going to bring the big boss out of the dugout as he is going to go to the bullpen. That is going to be it for Connor Menez. Quite the battle here for the left-hander, but his day is going to be over. There's going to be Takashi Ojino coming to bat. But we'll get this pitching change, and we'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, after this. Runners at first and second with one out. We'll have ourselves a pitching change. We'll be right back in just a moment.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really noticed what you want.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Hiroto Tamai, the reliever, coming in. We'll be back in just a couple moments as he's going to complete his warm-up tosses. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Hiroto Tamai onto the hill here, as he is going to be the fourth pitcher used by the Fighters. Already his third appearance of the young season. He has worked an inning and a third. He's allowed a hit. He's walked none and struck out 2, and he has not allowed an earned run to this point. So right-hander coming in a tough situation. He was the 8th overall pick in the 2016 draft, and he has been in the fighter system all the way through his career. This is his 7th season at the top flight. Last year, he was 1-1 in 50 games, all out of the bullpen. Career 10-13 with 1 save. So that is going to bring to the plate the top of the order in Takashi Ojino. This is going to be a tough customer to double up here, so any type of ball on the ground might be a challenge to turn 2 with Ojino running. So the right-hander works to the set position, and now he delivers a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0, so Tamai on in relief here as pitcher number 4 used by the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. We're here in the bottom of the 7th inning with 1 gone, and there's runners at first and second. The Marines, when they have threatened tonight, they have not been able to cash in. Their average with runners in scoring position is 0 for whatever it is, because they haven't done anything there. There is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. I had to go back and find out exactly what it was. I'm looking through my notes here. I'll be able to tell you that in just a moment. My math is right. They are 0 for 7 in scoring position, but I have to go back. That's on quick glance. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 to Ojino. Ojino tonight in this one has grounded to short. He has popped to first, and he has popped out to the shortstop. So 0 for 3. As a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night. Same time, same 2 teams. It's Roki Suzaki going for the Chiba Lotte Marines. It's always going to be electric. And the way the Fighters swing the bat, there could be a whole host of strikeouts in that one. There's a fastball that misses. It was dropped by the catcher, Osami. It's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. It was not a good job by the catcher to receive that one, that's for sure. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at second is the pinch runner, Suki. The runner at first is Fujiwara, as the right-hander works to the set position. He checks the runner at second and now delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. And now the Marines have the bases loaded with 1 out. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Katsuya Kakanuma. Or Kakanaka, I should say. Well, Kakanaka tonight is officially 0 for 3. He entered the ball game hitting .375. And now he is, after his 0 for 3 start tonight, he's 3 for 11. His average has slipped to .273 on the young season. Our friend Daniel M. says, let's go Chiba. Well, the Marines have got a chance here to score a run, or maybe more. Probably excited to see this hitter at the plate because Kakanaka is somebody they would be able to double up. Ojino, a very difficult player to double up as he has some pretty good wheels. So here's the first offering to Kakanaka. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Shogo Nakamura waits his turn on deck. The crowd is in good form. They are bouncing up and down, trying to cheer their Marines on to victory. Important part of the ball game. 1-0 here for the Fighters. We're in the bottom of the 7th. As the right-hander Tamai works to the set position, he checks the runners, and now he kicks and delivers. And it is a ball that is swung on. It is popped up on the right side of the infield. The infield fly rule is in effect. Coming in and making the catch is Kiyomiya, and that is going to retire Kakanaka for the 2nd out of the inning. Oh boy, wasted opportunity there. 2nd out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the captain, Shogo Nakamura. Well, Nakamura steps to the plate tonight and is talking about somebody who is really struggling at the dish to begin the season. He was my pick for Pacific League Best 9. And I picked him as I think that he's going to have himself a bounce back year, but he's definitely not started that way. 0 for 3 on the ball game tonight. 1 for 17 to start the year. He's batting .059. So Tamai leans in against the sign from his catcher, and the sun looks like it's trying to poke out here through the clouds. And there's a ball that's in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher all the way to the backstop. 1 run is in. And are they going to score 2? And they get 2 runs in on the wild pitch. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. On 1 wild pitch, the Marines bring in 2 runs. The ball gets all the way to the backstop. The catcher, Usami, goes to get the ball, and they just kept wheeling the runner all the way around from second base, which is Fujiwara. We'll get that on the replay. They rule it in. He kept them moving, and then whatever it was, he threw the ball back in, and they weren't able to apply the tag, and 2 runs have crossed the plate, and just like that, Chiba has taken a 2-1 lead here. The bottom half of the 7th inning. Unbelievable. And that's got the runner at third base, and that's Ogino. So they've still got a runner in scoring position here as the runner is at third. The pitch from Tamai on the way. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to third. And he throws over to first, and that is going to do it. 1 pitch too late as Nakamura grounds out 5-3. And that's about par for the course. They score the runs on a wild pitch. It wouldn't be on a extra base hit or anything like that. That's the way this game has seemed to go on tonight. Well, they got 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. The Chiba Lotte Marines have a 2-1 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Stick around, everybody. I can't believe that. It reminded me of a play a few years ago when the Milwaukee Brewers, I think, scored 3 times against the Rockies, or maybe it was the Rockies did it the other way against the Brew Crew. But we'll be back in just a moment after this and collect our thoughts. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change. It is going to be Luis Perdomo coming in, the former Padre and Brewer, is going to be taking over here. It's going to be his 3rd appearance already for the Marines. He has pitched in 2 innings. He's allowed 3 hits. He's walked none and struck out 3, and he's got an ERA of 9. But that is absolutely crazy. As I said, if you guys are on Instagram, go check out the Chiba Lotte Marines later tonight and get a load of that replay, as that has been the way it goes here tonight. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. It's going to be Usami, Higoshi, and then the top of the order, Isobata. So 8, 9, and 1 for the Fighters to come to bat. So that 1-run lead that they had in the top of the 7th sure didn't last very long. So Luis Perdomo on in relief here in this one, as he is going to start the 8th inning. And we do have a new catcher in behind the plate now for the Chiba Lotte Marines. As Tamura's night is done, it is going to be Shisato, who is coming back in. He's going to be behind the plate here now. He was kind of the everyday catcher last year for the Marines. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Osami. So no balls and 1 strike. Sato will be in that spot in the batting order where Tamura was. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So Toshiya, Sato here on to come in for Tamura. And then you see pitch. It is a fastball swung on, his chop slowly over to short. Yudai Fujioka fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Usami on a ground out, 6-3. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Taiga Igoshi. Our friend Caleb says he's never going to bet on the Fighters again. Our friend Shotgun Shell says if it's 2-1, it'll be one for the books, or for the bookies in this case. That's unbelievable. Wild Pitch scores 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The first pitch is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Alexander Leggett says if the final's 2-2, he'll laugh. Yeah, that means we're going to be stuck here for another 3 more innings after that. As there's a breaking ball that's delivered from Perdomo, and it drops in for another strike, and the count is 0-2. Well, the wind is blowing hard in Chiba. It was blowing in at 10 miles an hour at the beginning of the ball game from straightaway center field, but that would have been more at ground level. It was really blowing hard at the upper level. The flags were pretty much straight out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. The count is 1-2. There are defensive changes for the Marines. On top of that, we haven't got all the changes at our end. And here comes the 1-2 offering as they kick and deliver. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-2. This game is like a chess match right now. I'm curious to see who the Fighters will bring in the bottom of the 8th to face the Marines. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded to short. Fujioka backhands it. He throws to first, and it's not going to be in time. Diving in safely with a head-first slide is Higoshi. He was able to reach safely there. Nice play by the shortstop, Fujioka. He went into the 6 hole, makes a nice play, got up and threw across the diamond, but not going to be able to retire the base runner. Had to go to his backhand side, get under his feet and throw. But the slide in time at first base, that puts the runner at first. Brings up the top of the order, Ryota Isobata. Well, Isobata strides to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded out twice, and he has struck out in his 3 trips. He is batting from the left side, and the right-hander Perdomo delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Shotgun Shell says the odds are astronomical to win 2-1 or 2-0, scoring both of your runs on one pass ball. And there goes the runner down to second, and the throw is going to be in time. It's going to be a caught stealing, stolen base. Higoshi is thrown out. It's going to go down 2-6. I'm not sure if what's going on there, if that was called by the big boss or not. But the throw was right on the money. Oh, they may want to go up and have a look at this one. Let's see what happens here. We've got spreading good vibes in here, but I got some bad vibes for everybody else. I don't know if they're going to take a look at that or not. Nope, looks like they're not going to do it. That pit looked like a high tag, so it makes me wonder if I think the Marines have both of their challenges, or Fighters have both of their challenges left. Or maybe just one challenge. I think the one at the pickoff was already used. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is a fastball that misses, and the count is now 2-2 to Isobata. Friend Shotgun Shell says, let's turn one, boys. Well, they don't have to turn it now. As there's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike, Isobata stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 3. And the Fighters do it to themselves. They shoot themselves in the big toe, and then in the pinky toe, and then the rest of the toes go down here in this inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Your score, it's 2-1 for the Marines. An unbelievable ball game. Both of the runs the Marines scored were on one pass ball. That is how it is here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. We'll share all that stuff with you. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8th inning here at the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Marines. It's Koki Yamaguchi, Gregory Polanco, and Kenta Chitani. And they are going to be facing a reliever here, and we'll get you those specs in just a moment. So the question came in from Soshin Boy Enterprises. How many games do you usually do a week? Of the NPB, at least 2 games a week on the weekend. We're getting the extra games in now because staying up in the middle of the night is very difficult, but we are going to do some games during the week next week as well, even though they're going to be 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern starts if you are in North America, depending where you're at. We will be back on the airwaves tomorrow as Roki Sasaki takes to the hill. You don't want to miss that one, as the Fighters and the Marines will be in the final game of the 3-game set. So hopefully you can join us for that one. The pitching change here is in effect as the Fighters have brought in a right-hander. Get you that in just a moment here. It is going to be Yamaguchi, Polanco, and Chitani. 5 for 17 for Yamaguchi. He's 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a double, and he has struck out. We're a little bit tardy on the information on the right-hander, and there's a first pitch breaking ball that comes in for a strike. This is Iguchi on the mound. So this is Kaz Iguchi. He is working in his first game of the 2023 season. As the pitch is delivered, it is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Iguchi is in his 8th year with the Fighters. He's a career 6 wins and 5 losses and 3 saves. He worked in 23 games last year. He is the 5th pitcher used tonight by the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. And there's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. When those 2 runs came around, or the second run came around, I couldn't believe it. I had to hang in there a little bit because the camera angles, the camera operators weren't expecting it. They got the first run in, and then they were looking at the catcher. And the next thing you know is the second run scores, and the cameras are all going all over the place. I'd like to go and look after the game on the multi-angles. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, racing back on it and making the catch. As the left fielder, that is going to be the first out of the inning. That was Go Matsumoto who made the grab. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Gregory Polanco. So we went from a 1-0 ball game, nothing ball game for 6 innings, and then 3 runs scored, 1 in the top of the 7th and 2 in the bottom, as we have a 2-1 ball game on our hands here. It looks like we got a pinch hitter for Gregory Polanco, as his night will be done. And here comes the first offering. This is Oda at the plate. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Is Hiromi Oda at the plate. And he is watched the ball go by in the dirt. The count goes even at 1-1 as he is hitting here for Polanco in the 8th inning. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Iguchi, and it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. A nice play by the third baseman, Namura, and he throws across the diamond, and that is going to retire Oka for the or Oda for the second out of the inning. It goes as a ground out 5-3. So 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to Kenta Chitani. And Chitani, he is 0 for 3 in this one. He has bounced into a fielder's choice. He's flown out to the right fielder, and he has flown out or popped out to the first baseman. And he pitches on the way, and it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Appreciate spreading good vibes in here. Everybody else that's come in to listen, Keegs as well. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, as it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Had to step away from watching the chat there for a little bit because I had to keep updated on some of this stuff. Trying to get some of the other pieces here. So we appreciate everybody who is in the chat tonight. So here comes the 0-2 offering as Iguchi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yudai Fujioka waits his turn on deck. Chitani is able to reach base here. Here comes the 1-2 offering. And it is a split finger pitch that misses down, and that evens the count at 2-2. Chitani 1 for 6 on the season. I have to say, the Fighters uniforms, I'm not a big fan of. I have a hard time reading the numbers. Maybe the worst uniforms have to be the spring training outfit that the Hiroshima Toyo Carp were wearing. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the first base side, and it's going to drift into the seats. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. The Hiroshima Carp had red numbers on red jerseys. It was almost impossible to see. The thing I don't like about the Fighters jerseys is they've got this stripe down the left side. It is a vertical stripe, and it runs almost through the nameplate in the back of the player's jersey. As here's the 2-2 offering, and it is a fastball swung on, and it is fouled back, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2. As I said here, it's been a bit of an interesting ball game. Both of the runs scored on the wild pitch, the same wild pitch. And there's a fastball that misses down. The count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Friend Alexander Leggett trying to keep his eyes open because he's going to go to the Nats game tomorrow. I'm debating whether or not we're going to call the 2 a.m. Pacific time game or if we're going to stick around and watch that one. But I don't think that's going to happen tonight. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled back. Keeps the count to 3-2 on Chitani. I was also thinking about getting up tomorrow and giving the call between the Reds and the Cubs. I don't think that's going to happen either. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Iguchi kicks and he delivers, it is a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul. The count remains at 3-2. That is going to be the 9th pitch coming up here to the hitter Chitani. Well, we had that marathon at bat to Fujiwara in the 7th inning there. That had to be one of the highlights of the night. 12 pitch at bat before he singled. Of course, that ended up where it ended up putting runners at first and second before the walk to Ogino, and then that's when the excitement all began on the wild pitch. As that fastball is swung on and lifted into the seats, and the count remains at 3-2. So here comes pitch number 11. So back-to-back innings, marathon at bats. That 12 pitch at bat to Fujiwara, and here comes pitch number 11 to Chitani right here. The right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, Asami, but now he steps off the rubber and reaches for the rosin bag. So pitch number 12 on the way. As the right-hander holds set. And now he kicks. And he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. And this ball is driven foul down the right field line. We're going to have a whole other pitch here again. I've got to do a quick math on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. It looks like this will be pitch number 12. The last one was 11. So another 12 pitch at bat. Back-to-back innings with 12 pitch at bats. Chiba Lotte Marines. As the 3-2 is ready to come on the way. Iguchi kicks. He fires. It's a fastball swung on, and there's another one fouled away. So 12 pitches already here to Chitani, and pitch number 13 ready to come again. Unreal. And another marathon at bat. This is, gotta like this type of stuff. I remember a couple of years ago when Anthony Rizzo had a big time at bat against the Pirates when he was still with the Cubs, and he deposited one into the seats. Here's the 3-2. And there is a split finger pitch, waved at and missed. It's down in the dirt, a good block by Asami, who throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a strikeout. Goes in the books 2-3 on the putout for the third out of the inning. That is going to do it here in the 8th. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 8 complete. Your score, it's the Chiba Lotte Marines 2 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in the top of the 9th inning after this when we return. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It is the closer, Naoya Masuda, coming on in relief, and he is going to be taking over here. It's his second appearance of the year. He has already got 1 save under his belt. He has worked in a 1 ball game. He's faced a minimum of 3 batters. He has a strikeout, and he's got no ERA. So he is taking over here. Is the veteran. He's going to be 34 years old after the season here, as he is born in October. He was drafted way back in 2011. He has spent his entire career with the Marines. He saved 25 ball games last year, 38 the year before, which was a career high. And he is going to be taking over here. He'll be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the order. It'll be Kazunori Ishii, Go Matsumoto, and Yuki Nomura, as they are going to be facing him here. He's been pretty steady, at least in my eyes, for the Marines, although I have to say, we saw a stretch a couple of seasons ago when the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks were in Fukuoka for the season opener, and he blew back-to-back saves. That was in the opener of the 2021 campaign. But he is certainly now put that well in the rearview mirror, and he is ready to close this one out. He's been pretty steady. He has had every once in a while, he has a little blip of concentration, but that's not indicative to most other closers around. So here we go. He's ready to face the left-handed hitting Ishii, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. The one thing I will say about Masuda is he doesn't have what I would call a lot of movement on that fastball. That last pitch was at 150 kilometers. So you're looking at about, for those of you who aren't sure what that is, that's probably about 94 mile an hour fastball. There's one at 152 that swung on and fouled away. That one's at 95. And right away in the hole is Ishii at 0-2. But I've found in the years past when I'm watching Masuda, he just doesn't have a lot of late life on the ball, and guys will be able to foul it off and battle him and really make it work. So it's never always an easy ninth inning. He does seem to throw a bit of a heavy ball, but it is something that he just needs that little bit of oomph to be able to put the guys away, and he doesn't quite always have that. So here's the 0-2 offering as he kicks and delivers. There's a pitch that misses down in the dirt, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Fighters are down to their final bats here. Spencer is asking for a stream. Well, Spencer, one of our friends of the chat here, Alexander Leggett, would probably be able to hook you up, but I don't know if he's got the time to do it now, but I would say maybe tomorrow if you're around, you come on in and we can hook it up. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field, moving back onto the warning track, looking up and making the grab is Oka. He sent that one a long ways, did Ishii, but all the way to the wall. He sent it to the deepest part of left field. He hardly looked like he swung at it, and that ball just carried and carried and carried, and Oda was right there on the warning track about 2 steps in front of the wall. And that is what is going to happen there. That's going to retire Ishii for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Go Matsumoto. Yeah, Keegs also makes a pretty good suggestion there. So Matsumoto to the plate. He is 2 for 3 tonight. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. He's singled and doubled. He's also lined out to first. He has scored the only run of the ball game for the Fighters. He was also caught stealing in the 4th inning. So he is one of the players that can make things happen in this Fighters lineup. He gets aboard. Be careful. There we go. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. Keegs says he's been doing it since opening day. He just lines it up with this commentary. We appreciate you for doing that, Keegs. We'll be on tomorrow night. We're going to take Friday off, and then we're going to call the Saturday and Sunday games between the Marines and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Then on the weekend, we will make some decisions as far as what we're going to do for the midweek games. We appreciate you having in here, Keegs. And hopefully you guys are finding our predictions of value. We post our stuff up on the community page. There's a fastball that just misses down and away, and that runs the count to 3-0 on Matsumoto. So don't go anywhere yet. Masuda's got to come all the way back here. And they're going to get into the tough part of the Fighters batting order. If you call any part of the Fighters batting order tough, certainly after Matsumoto, this is the guy that can do the damage. So here's the 3-0 offering, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that's good information that Keegs has passed to the group over here, that of those of you who are listening, about the one-time bet works well. If you're having problems, there is a fastball taken for a called strike. Matsumoto was starting to make his way down to first base, and the umpire has hooked him back. That's 1 ball. Is now 3 balls and 2 strikes to him. It was a late call. The home plate umpire sometimes is rather delayed on his calls, and it is almost a flair for the dramatic. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is as Matsumoto bats here with 1 out in the 9th inning as the right-hander holds set. And it is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. That's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Fluby says he's going to, this game ties up, he's going to leave immediately. Who you fooling? You stuck around this long. This game ties up. You're going to be here for the full duration of all 12 innings. Can't leave us now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander leans in and he works to the set position, does Masuda. Matsumoto waiting here, and the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 6-hole into left field, and it's a base hit. And that is going to be a single for Matsumoto, his 3rd hit of the ball game. That is going to bring Yuki Nomura to the plate. Our friend Tim says it's the first NPB game he's turned into. We appreciate you here. We thank you for listening in. We do call some major league games every once in a while during the year. We haven't done anything quite yet. Got to figure out our schedule here. We'll probably squeeze one in next week at some point. So Yuki Nomura to the plate here with 1 on and 1 out. Nomura tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. And the pitch is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. On the season, Nomura is batting .278. He's got 5 for 18 on the year. He's also got a homer and 5 RBIs. Our friend Brian is cheering for the double play, hoping that takes place. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As a reminder, tomorrow night we'll be back on the airwaves again. It'll be Roki Sasaki going for the Chiba Lotte Marines. He and his 100-plus mile-an-hour fastball. So here comes the 0-2 offering. It's on the way, and it is a split finger that misses down and away. A good job by Nomura to hold up. It's going to make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is the first baseman, Kitaro Kiyomiya. There's 2 pitchers, 2 relievers, or 2 closers in my eyes that really don't make it easy on themselves. Masuda is one, and the other one is Yuki Matsui for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Both of those, every time I watch them pitch, they just don't seem to be able to make it easy. And there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's popped up over on the first base side. The wind is taking it, but it is going to be Yamaguchi who's going to be able to hold on. It started off, he was standing right on the foul line. By the time he made the grab, it was about 25 feet into foul territory, and that is going to retire Nomura for the 2nd out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Kitaro Kiyomiya. Well, for Kiyomiya tonight, he is 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd inning. He also flew out to right field, and he has walked. So now they are down to their final out, are the Fighters. Just as a reminder, after this one is done, we will take a little break, and then we'll come back and give you the recap, and it'll be pretty easy because all the scoring, at least to this part, was in the 7th inning of tonight's ball game. Both the top and the bottom of the innings got where all the runs were scored. So the runner at first is Matsumoto. 2 gone here with Kitaro Kiyomiya at the dish. The right-hander Masuda holds at the belt. And here comes the offering to Kiyomiya. He kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch missing down and away, and the count is 1-0. Ariel Martinez, the Cuban designated hitter, is looming on deck. He was the one who has driven in the only run tonight. And I'm sure that the right-hander Masuda does not want to get to that spot. Caleb Atkins says, what an insane way to lose. Both runs scoring on the same wild pitch. That would be crazy. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. Yeah, you'd have to wonder, as I said there, I think it was the Colorado Rockies, and I think they were playing the Brewers. They had a bases clearing wild pitch. That's the only other time I've seen something as insane as that. Of course, tonight we see 2 runs on 1 wild pitch come in. So here comes the 2-0 offering. As Masuda delivers, it is a breaking ball that just misses outside. It's now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Kitaro Kiyomiya. Well, I think if I'm the Fighters hitter here, I'm just going to put the bat on my shoulder for a couple of pitches. Let's see if I can get myself a walk, and it'll be Martinez to do the damage if he can. So here comes the 3-0, and it's on the way, and it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the bag at first base. Wow, interesting. Kiyomiya has the green light at 3-0 in that spot. After Masuda could not throw a strike, there he is, given the green light to swing the bat, and he ends up rolling it over foul. Keegs asked the question, said, what specifically happened to make the two guys come in? They had had the bases loaded. The score was 1-0 for the Fighters, and it was a wild pitch that got by the catcher, and the 1 run scored. And then as he got to the backstop, it was sort of, he got to the backstop, but he wasn't really, I don't want to say hustling. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4, and Kiyomiya is going to get himself a walk here. It's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring Ariel Martinez to the plate with 2 gone. Anyways, what ended up happening is the runner at second base was just absolutely storming all the way around. He had a good jump, and it was Fujiwara, the center fielder, and he came all the way around to score the go-ahead run. And it was just, I don't want to say it was poor execution or that they were Cadillacing it to the ball, but there wasn't that sense of urgency to get that ball back. And the next thing you know, 2 runs across the plate and you're looking on the way up. So here's Martinez. He tonight is officially 0 for 1. He's also walked and had his sac flies, driven in the only run. And now Masuda steps off the backside of the rubber. Masuda already thrown 20 pitches here in the 9th inning. Martinez is going to try to be the hero here for the Fighters. Masuda looking to try to close this one out. So right-hander against the right-hander, and here's the offering from Masuda, and it's a breaking ball that misses way outside. It's ball 1 to Martinez. The light-hitting shortstop Daigo Kamikawa Kabata is waiting his turn on deck. We'll see if it is going to be him, or if the big boss Shinjo has something up his sleeve coming off the bench. So 1 ball and no strikes as Masuda leans in. He gets the sign from his battery man Sato, and he works to the set position. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Racing over is the right fielder Ogino, and he makes the catch as he goes up against the wall, and that is going to do it, everybody. He hit the ball right on the screws, did Martinez. He went the other way. Ogino got on his horse and makes the catch on the warning track in right field, and that is going to do it here as your final score is going to be the Chiba Lotte Marines 2 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 1. What a finish to this one, everybody. Fantastic ball game here, as it turned out to be. Unreal. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. We'll give you all the wrap up on this one. We appreciate you guys for checking in here with us tonight.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it.
Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate y'all for stopping in the stream tonight. And again, your final score is the Chiba Lotte Marines 2, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 1. We'll give you a recap, and it all came in the 7th inning in this one. It was a 0-0 ball game through the first 6. In the 7th inning, it was a leadoff double by Go Matsumoto of the Fighters. And he let off that 7th inning. Yuki Nomura struck out, and then Kitaro Kiyomiya walked. And then it was Ariel Martinez stepping up to the plate, and he hit a sacrifice fly that scored Matsumoto from third base as he had reached there on a pass ball that put him over to third, and he scored the run that made it 1-0. In the bottom of the 7th inning, this is where the craziness started. Yudai Fujioka walked to begin the inning. He was raced on a fielder's choice as Tamura had bounced into the fielder's choice. Then it was Yasuhiro Fujiwara. He singled. That put runners at first and second. And then Takashi Ojino walked. And with the bases loaded, it was Katsuya Kakunaka hit a pop-up to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. Shogo Nakamura came to the plate, and the first pitch delivered to him was spiked into the dirt and ended up going toward the first base side of home plate. The catcher Usami went after it, and the pinch runner, Sushi, scored from third, and then Fujiwara came all the way around from second base to score the go-ahead run to make it 2-1, and that was your final score. So both of the runs scored on a wild pitch in the 7th inning. Absolutely incredible, and that was how this one is going to end. Well, everybody, I appreciate you all for checking us out, and we thank you again for listening to us here at Last Raps Baseball. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow at 10 p.m. Pacific or 1 a.m. Eastern. It is going to be the same two teams, and as a reminder, it is going to be the phenom for the Chiba Lotte Marines, and that means it's going to be Roki Sasaki taking to the hill, as he is going to get the nod in that one, and he will be going against Takayuki Kato for the Fighters. And so that'll be all the action again tomorrow at the same time. We might give you a little bit of a look in early. We might jump in as Masahiro Tanaka and Wataru Matsumoto are going on at each other. So we may actually start the stream a little bit earlier and just kind of give you a live look in on that game. But that'll be a bit of a game time decision on that. All the rest of the games tonight are going to be starting in about 50 minutes. Around the NPB, it'll be the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars and the Giants. It'll be the Dragons and the Swallows, the Carp and the Tigers. The final game in the Pacific League will be the Buffaloes and the Hawks. The other final score tonight was the Eagles knocked off the Lions 1-0, and it was a very similar finish as a ball we tuned in, and it was a Nakamura who had hit a deep fly ball to right center field. The ball was caught to end the ball game, and that is going to be it for that one, as it was for this one here. Dramatic finish at both ends of the spectrum for both of these games. All right, everybody. Once again, we appreciate you all for stopping in tonight. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.